So there are two worlds colliding right now, and it's business and artistry. And a lot of the time when artists look at videos or look at content that is businessy and it's all about business, it's kind of disgusting, right? It's surface level, it's bogus, it's bullshit. And most of the time you're right, because all of these YouTubers that are quote unquote artists and they're posting thumbnails that are, I made $10,000 doing my art this month. It's kind of bullshit when you look at it, because 90% of the money they're making is on YouTube and being a YouTuber instead of an artist. And those are kind of different, because if you're selling courses to be a YouTuber and you're putting thumbnails with the price tag of how much money you're making because of that, then that kind of becomes a synthetic economy, right? And what ends up happening is a lot of people get stuck because they get this shit content and they keep watching this content, and then they sign up or do whatever and they kind of buy into the system, and it's bogus. It's not full of, actual information from experts and people who know what they're doing. And so people get stuck, of course. Like, if you don't have information from an expert, then how are you supposed to fix the solution? So here's the solution. I'm not fully an expert, but I'm kind of getting there, and I want to get in dialogue with people more and more. And yeah, I'm on this journey as well, and this is kind of what I learned being in these different communities that I'm in. And the solution that comes out is, if you're an expert, then get on calls with people and see what kind of problems that you can solve via, discussions and diagnosing what kind of situations they're going through, and to see if you can bridge that gap between, the diagnosis and the prognosis, and to see if you can actually help support them, and charging a very high price tag for that. I'm talking about like 5K plus. And that should come normal. And there's so much resistance because a lot of people don't value themselves. And there's a lot of internal work that has to happen prior to, getting to this stage, of course, yes. And at the same time, that inner work will be the deciding factor, of you being a true artist and you not being a true artist, and you getting stuck and keep on watching these videos. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're an expert, then get on dialogues with people, see where you can bridge the gap, and charging a high price for that. Of course, sure. And there's a lot of things that go through that. At the same time, if you're not an expert, and if you are interested, wow, it's really beautiful. Of course, there are different ways to market. So if you like direct messaging people, then do that and get on conversations, and check out your contacts list, because I'm sure the person that might buy your $5,000 whatever, that your help, not your course, this is a no fucking course, your help for at least a year or at least 2 years, that person will be there. Or if you can direct message people, or if you already have a social following as well, like, post on there and, showcase yourself and speak true to your heart and see what kind of people you attract. And no more thumbnail bullshit, no more title bullshit, and just like being on the synthetic, like algorithmic, editing stuff. It's not it. And if you are true and you speak the truth, then your expertise will show through as well, and people will resonate with that, because you're going to be at this high frequency. People will try and meet you at that high frequency, or you hope that the algorithm will get there. And there are different ways to go about that whole process, but getting on that dialogue and seeing where you can help, that's where it is at. If you're not an expert though, and you're a creator still, and you're still trying to find your voice, then hell yeah, like, show your work. Like, your overhead is probably not that high because you're still growing up. And like, even if your overhead is high, and even if you're an expert, if you have a money issue, then you got to solve that short-term money issue and be able to, have enough reserve to where you can think clearly for like 6 to 12 months. And that's so crucial, because that thinking clearly is what is so challenging for a lot of people who, I see in these groups. They get all the information, get all the, teachings from these people who already know stuff, and like, who want to help them, And at the same time, like, they don't help themselves because they're stuck and they get stuck in these systems. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing so far. So please, like, fix your money issue, and that way you can, like, think clearly enough to, you know, go deeper into your expertise by charging people a high price tag, sharing your work and sharing your expertise. If you're not an expert though and you're still a creator, then that's perfect. Like, show your work, document your work, because if you are at that, if you're coming at it from a high frequency, then you're going to be able to attract people that are also coming at you at that high frequency. It's interesting, like, the YouTube algorithm will just recommend you to the people that they need recommending to. Like, it works out for some reason. And it's weird that way, but the algorithm works. And you don't have to play around with thumbnails and titles and all this algorithmic bullshit. You can just continue being you and showing up and showing with your heart. But your energetics have to be in line for that to actually work out, because people will suss out, you know, they have that sixth sense to see, like, the bullshit that's beneath it. And if you have like 100 links in your description, then of course, like, shit is bullshit. Anyways, so ignore all, like, the marketers, marketing to marketers, YouTubers, marketing to YouTubers. It's like a synthetic economy and you'll get stuck. And by opening yourself up to, you know, showing your work and being vulnerable and being who you are and showcasing your expertise, people already know you, and just get on those contacts lists and get talking with people in dialogue and just diagnose and see what kind of problems people are facing and see if you could solve those problems. And if you can, bridge that gap, charge a high price for it, and make that money to where both ends are with gratitude. You are with gratitude because you want to go deeper into your expertise to help this person, and that person is also listening with their ears this time. Instead of, you know, if you're teaching a person or doing freelance work and you're charging a low price for it and people are not respecting you and there's no gratitude there. And so, yeah, there's so many, you know, different variations of this, but what comes down to it is artists don't value themselves enough. And once they finally do, and once they show their work, it becomes so much easier. And yeah, that's basically what I have to talk about. So I hope you take this lesson. I hope I also have, okay, so this is the only marketing, my only offer is I'm hosting a free community. Come hang. It's not a community, it's a live call. It's a Q&A live call, and we're basically just going to be going deeper into this. I'm way better at this, doing dialogue with people, because I can actually, you know, get the context. Where here I'm talking with a camera, I can't really get the context fully, so it's hard to, you know, bridge anything. But yeah, if you're interested, come check it out, and I'll be hanging around there. And yeah, see you.